I want to dive into mindset a little bit. You talked about earlier that you were working on it as early as high school, you and your buddy who were supporting one another. When did you realize that this was something like legitimate, like real, that if you weren't controlling and strengthening your mind and you were letting it, let's say, you know, some people have a weak mindset, some people have a strong mindset, some people believe in themselves, and so that's what gets them to take action, because they figure, well, of course I'll do it, so I might as well step forward. Where someone's like, I don't know if I can do it, so I'll just stay where I am.
Yeah.
When did you start to realize, oh, this is something I need to work on?
The very first time it hit was when I was 6 years old. That's about my nightmare story, so I'll save that for a little bit later.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But another time it clicked in a different way was junior year of high school. I had a teacher. Her name was Mrs. Haynes.
Okay.
And she actually served in can't remember what branch she was, but she was in the military.
Uh-huh.
And one day I was talking to her. I had an F in her class, and she was just asking me. She was like, "Why do you not put as much time into your work as you do with sports?"
Yeah.
Like, because you work hard on the field. I've seen it.
Yeah.
But in the classroom, you kind of like lollygag. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just never really felt like school was that important to me.
Yeah.
She asked me what classes I had good grades in. I always had a good grade in math.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So math, I always had an A, and then or somewhere around, like, I usually would have a good grade in math, and then PE, obviously. So she was like, "What are you doing in those classes that you're not doing in the others?" And I was just like, I'm not interested, and I just don't put the time in. So she kind of just taught me this way of when you do something for the same thing you do for one thing,
yeah,
just apply it to everything else. So we started in her class. Like I said, I had an F in her class, and yeah, she was just like, come in every day at lunch and do the work.
Yeah.
Do the work, do your homework, instead of going home and then coming to class the next day without homework.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. She was like, learn how to distance from like your friends, like your group, because eventually, like, when you graduate, most of those people you won't see.
Right.
So it started to click, and yeah, so she just, once I got my grade up in her class, I got it to a B within like 2 or 3 months.
Oh, nice.
And it was really, the class wasn't hard. It was
Yeah.
a really easy class. It just made it hard on myself.
Right.
So once I didn't like to do homework consistently, like, it just ate my grade up. So that's why my grade would fall really quick. But yeah, so I brought my grade up in that class, and then she asked me, like, what other class are you in? And she just applied the same method from that class to the next class to the next class. Grades just shot up. So after that, I never went below a 3.5, and I just, from the end of my junior year to my senior year, I just continued to just use that. So I applied that to everything else.
Nice.
And having somebody like her with the mindset she had and what she's been through in her life, all the trauma she had, it just kind of encouraged me to have that mindset, like, kind of like be like her, kind of like carry myself the same way she carried herself, and help others the way she helped me. And yeah, so I used that for football and any other sport I was playing. Just pretty much, if it's something I don't like, just find a way to like it, or find a way to just give it my all instead of just kind of going through the motions, because you never know what can happen until you try.
Right. Right. So. Absolutely. Very cool. Wow. So at a very, very young age.
Yeah.
Got it. Because, a lot of people don't even discover mindset as something that they need to work on until they're much older, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's very, very cool that you realize that at such a young age. Did you say 6th grade or 6 years old?
6 years old.
6 years old.
It's the first time it really clicked.
Okay.
That was the first time. So
wow.
That's part of the nightmare story. And then this was in high school.
Got it.
Junior year was the teacher that helped me out.
Okay, gotcha. So my son is 4. So I gotta start teaching mindset now then.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was gonna have to teach him this quite so early. It's funny though, we do work on mindset, but he doesn't know we're working on mindset. I don't call it mindset or anything. We just talk about you can do anything you want, and try, and just do, and he doesn't know success between failure yet, which is great, because then he doesn't have this hesitation of not trying something due to what people are afraid of failing, right? And so we just make him, make is probably not the right word, we encourage him to just try everything. We try a lot of stuff, and And so he's enjoying himself. But you know, we're gonna have to up our game here.
No, he'll remember.
Yeah. All right, so it's time for a commercial break.